What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. One of the hottest divisions in boxing, the lightweight division, where you have the unified lightweight champion, George Kambosos, aka the Emperor, who's looking to secure a big-time fight in his home country of Australia. And the two top names that are being prominently mentioned are Devin the Dream Haney and Vasily Lomachenko, aka the Matrix. Now, Devin Haney's promoter, Eddie Hearn, the P. Diddy of boxing promoters, always in the video, is looking to secure the fight. Now, he's been making comments that Devin the Dream Haney might have to accept less than what he thinks he should get in this particular matchup in order to secure the fight with the unified lightweight champion. Basically saying this is a legacy fight for you, Haney. You might have to take a little less, but it'll pay big dividends if you're able to get this victory and become undisputed at 135 pounds. Now, I'm going to tell you what's really going on and what I'm hearing behind the scenes. And the things that I'm hearing behind the scenes is that Eddie Hearn, who is the P. Diddy of boxing promoters, always in the video, is looking to lock down that fight in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Because Eddie Hearn has no connections in Australia, but he has connections in Saudi Arabia, and he's looking to make that fight happen in the Middle East. He's going to try to give Kambosos duffel bag money. Overpay Kambosos. And then maybe Kambosos will say, okay, I do want to fight in my hometown, my home country. My bad, I said hometown. I do want to fight in my home country of Australia. And I'm looking to secure a big fight, but the money that I'm being presented to fight in the Middle East is just too lucrative to pass up. That's what Eddie Hearn is hoping that Kambosos does. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But that's what's happening behind the scenes. Eddie Hearn is looking to overpay Kambosos in order to secure that fight with him and Devin the Dream Haney, and to put that fight over there in the Saudi Arabia in the Middle East, where they have deep pockets over there in Saudi Arabia. They have oil money over there, long money, deep pockets. Duffel bag money over there, man. They got big time money, man, and they're willing to probably play a significant site fee for that fight. And, you know, they'll be undisputed, man, for Devin the Dream Haney. He has the opportunity to become undisputed at 135 pounds. George Kambosos will have the same opportunity to do so also. It will be a good matchup. In my opinion, these are the two top fighters in the lightweight division. I have Devin Haney number one. I have Kambosos number two, even though Haney only has one belt. And I guess you say Kambosos has four belts, if you count the WBC franchise as an actual belt. But with all that being said, I still look at the wins that Devin the Dream Haney has. As far as top 10 wins in the lightweight division, he has two. Kambosos has one. He did beat the number one guy at lightweight, Teofimo, a.k.a. Mr. Takeover Lopez, but that was the only win he had in the top 10. Beating, who else he beat? Lee Selby? No, I don't look at him as a top 10 lightweight. Mikey Bay, don't look at him as a top 10 lightweight either. But when you look at Devin the Dream Haney, he defeated Jorge Linares, top 10 lightweight. And he also defeated Jojo Diaz, a top 10 lightweight. So we will see what happens. We will see what transpires. Now, you still have Vasily Lomachenko as a possible opponent for George Kambosos. Bob Arum, unlike Eddie Hearn, does have connections in Australia. But with this whole COVID-19 and the Omicron being the latest variant of the COVID-19, everything is still kind of up in the air with the travel restrictions. And when you get to Australia, will the quarantine be implemented? Now, they have basically, I know at first it was like you had to go implement. I think at first when you went to Australia, this was like earlier this year, late last year. This was late last year, not this year. It was late last year. When you went to Australia, you had to quarantine for 14 days at the hotel, in a hotel in Australia. But I think they've drawn down on those restrictions. So I think it's much more free to come to the country. Now you might have to do, you might actually still do a quarantine, but I don't think it has to be 14 days. I don't know the exact protocols that they have in Australia, but like I say, this thing is a fluid situation. This thing was spiking real bad right after the holidays. Right after Thanksgiving, it started spiking, and right after the Christmas and New Year holidays, it started spiking. Now we have to see how the reports are looking coming into February and March when we get toward the spring. If this thing seems to be more under control or be dying down somewhat, then that'll make it much more probable for Vasily Lomachenko to get that fight with George Kambosos, where him and his team won't have to go down there and quarantine for 14 days. That's just too much to ask for a fighter to come, get down there early, and not able to light spar, or you might want to do a little running, any kind of exercise. You pretty much locked down in that hotel. Now maybe a hotel that they could get secured for Lomachenko. Maybe they have a workout facility, but it's still not the same as getting in the ring and doing any kind of light sparring, man. I think it's just too much to ask a fighter to pretty much stay in this hotel room for 14 days and leading up into a big mega fight. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But that's the latest news. Eddie Hearn is trying to lock down the fight, and he's trying to lock down that fight for the Middle East with George Kambosos, who's been saying for a long time now, ever since he defeated Teofimo Lopez, that he wants his next fight to take place in Australia. Will he be willing to put that to the side and go ahead and fight Devin the Dream Haney in Saudi Arabia for a real high purse? Probably more than what he can make fighting in Australia. So that's a decision he got to make. He seems to be the type of guy that's not necessarily all about the money. He wants to put on a big show in front of his fans in Australia. If that could be made with Lomachenko, I think that's the route that he prefers to go. But due to the, like I said, the protocols and the travel restrictions and the quarantine measures that they have in Australia, that might make that improbable or impossible to happen. If that's the case, then he might indeed look seriously at fighting Devin the Dream Haney in Saudi Arabia. So let's see what happens and let's see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts about Devin the Dream Haney taking on George Kambosos in Saudi Arabia. Do you like that fight, or do you like George Kambosos taking on Vasily Lomachenko in Australia? Those are the two scenarios that could play out. Let me know which one you prefer. And hit the like button. And subscribe and share this channel. And help grow the channel. And subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.